Hello and welcome to Kat's Computer Tips. This is a tutorial to help you learn how to capture email name and addresses that may appear in an email that you receive that's forwarded to you that you want to capture and put into an Excel spreadsheet for later use into an email to address line. So to begin, you have your email that you want that contains the names and emails that you want to capture. And you're going to select them all, which I will show you. You just drag down onto them, and then once they're highlighted, you right-click Copy, and then you open a Word document and you right-click Paste them in, and they will all exist in this Word document now. And the first thing that you need to do in order to get this list ready to paste into an Excel spreadsheet is you need to have the email addresses or the name and associated email address on one single line so that they don't all appear, multiple ones appear in the same line. So the first thing we're going to do is these emails are conveniently separated by a comma. So we're going to highlight that comma. We're going to right click on it and copy it. We're going to go to replace. You'll actually see it highlighted here. A lot of times when you highlight it here, it will appear in the Find What window. And we are going to replace that with a special character, which would be found down here in Special. And it's called a manual line break, so that you have a carriage return every time a comma comes that's separating a name email or an email, so that they appear on one on each line. So you're going to say replace all. Say yes. Do you want to continue searching from the beginning to make sure you get them all? It's done. You can close this window. And now they should each appear on a single line. The next thing you need to do is, because it's very nice to have the person's name that is associated with their email, you want to make sure that when you paste it into Excel that the name is pasted into one cell and their email is pasted into the adjacent cell and not all in one cell. Otherwise you can't really manipulate them. So what we're going to do is make sure that we can have them appear each in their own individual cell. So we're going to highlight this caret and we're going to copy it, and then we're going to go to the replace function and I'm going to paste it in here. There's my caret, and I'm going to replace this with a tab function, which is also a special character in Special, and it's called tab character. Click that. That's the symbol for the tab character. You're going to say replace all. It replaced them all. Make sure you get it from the beginning. Say OK. Close this screen. So now you have the name and associated email separated by a tab character. If you want to be able to see the tab character, you can actually click on the paragraph mark button at the top, and it will show you where you have each symbol gives you an idea of what's there that you can't see. That's a tab character, and that's a return. But for the tutorial, I won't keep that on. Just makes the screen messy. So now the other thing we need to do is clean up the emails. They each have a caret on the end, which is not desirable. So we highlight that and we right click it and we copy it. We go back to replace, and it does appear there, or you can paste it there if it does not. And we're going to replace this just with a no space. It basically will just replace it. Since this is icon and the I bar is blinking right there, it will just replace it with nothing. So it will basically just erase it. So we're going to say replace all. It replaced them all, and then we can close this window. So now the emails are all cleaned up. However, the names are still messy. So some have quotations, some have quotations with a apostrophe in there, so we're going to clean those up. Again, you can just copy, open the replace function, paste if it doesn't appear. We're going to replace it the same way with just you can backspace here to make sure nothing's there. Say replace all, and then type the apostrophe, replace with a same thing, just you can backspace, make sure there's nothing there, replace all, and then close this window. And now you have a list of names with an associated email, or just an email if there was no name associated with it, and a nice list that you can easily copy and paste into Excel. So that's exactly what we'll do. We'll copy these all the way down to the bottom, and right click on there, copy, and then you're going to open an Excel sheet, and in the first cell you're going to right click and say paste special, and then the choices are here, and you want to pick text so that it will paste just text, and you're going to say OK, and then it will have your list here if you highlight the A and the B while you're holding your left button down. And this symbol right here, right on this line, if you double click it, it will cause both these columns to have the correct width so that everything appears. So now if you left click while the arrow looks like that, you can insert by right clicking insert a row, and you can type in name, tab over to the B column and type in email, and that way you will have the name column and the email column. And if you highlight both of these and you go to the data tab and push sort, you can say that my data has headers, which because it does, we just added some, and then we can sort by email. And now they're sorted by email. You can scroll down to the bottom, and at the very bottom you will see that there's a name row and an email, and then these are emails that did not have a name associated with them. So you can highlight them, you can right click copy, you can paste them, or you can also cut so that they don't appear in there, so that you don't have the emails appearing as a name and email, and we'll just delete those. So now you have your Excel list with your associated name and the email. And if you want to paste this into a to window, you can just capture these emails by scrolling down on them, get to the bottom and right click copy, open a Outlook or email message, and inside the to box you're going to right click paste, and there are all of your email addresses in a list at least, so they won't have any strange characters, and they will send appropriately. And that's as simple as that, to take email messages that appear in an email message that you want to capture and put into Excel, and you can save your Excel list then later so that you have the name associated with the email, and you can put that into a contact folder as well. And thank you for watching, and I hope you learned from this tutorial.